Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Sherry, and I am here to talk about infinite you. Welcome, welcome. I I want to talk about something that's kind of like in my mind like a little bit old school, but let's see if I can like pull it together and have it make sense. And so part of my purpose and my journey is to really talk about things from different dimensional points of view. And I'm going to record an entire video on multidimensionality, but I want to bring it up today in something, with a topic that, we've been talking about forever, this mind, body, soul connection. But before we get started, I want to talk about, you know what? I think I'm going to weave it in. Let's see if I can do this because here I am talking about this stuff like completely unscripted. So, the mind body soul connection is a really important way to remember that you are a physical body with a beautiful mind and a very eternal, expansive, magical, always tuned in soul. It cannot be any other way. You have no idea how powerful you are. You have no idea. And that's really part of my journey here to really be talking about this, to really begin to help everyone sort of like lean in and tune into this non-physical aspect of you that is untouchable and like unstoppable and wildly creative and infinite and yeah, that's why you're on the planet, to play, to create, to have experiences. And for sure, if you're really tuned in and self aware, you're going to want to participate in a way that you're elevating the collective consciousness. So, I want to talk about mind, soul, body. I want to talk about third, fourth, and fifth dimensions. And I want to kind of weave into that the vibrational aspect of the universe. So the universe really is communicating with us with a vibration, with a frequency. And so if you want to manifest, a ton of money, you can lean in and tune into the frequency of that money coming to you. It's already created, it's already sitting out, in the energetic space. Like really when you tune in, you're just open to receiving it into physical form on the planet. And so my journey with mind and body and soul got hyper intensified a few years ago when I was diagnosed with an autoimmune deficiency. And I really, really had to lean into not just the energetic aspect, but the vibrational aspect of taking care of myself in a very integrated way. And so in terms of the body, we can talk about the body as this physical being, this three-dimensional being that is definitely solid. But the human body is magnificent and a miracle, and it is definitely vibrational, right? It's moving. And I want to say this in a different way just in case you're not aware, and I know many of you are. Even solids have particles and molecules moving inside of it, right? So like even me touching my desk right now, it feels solid, it looks solid. My computer and my lighting and everything is sitting upon it, but there's still movement. And even, particles and things inside of solids move at a very slow vibration, right? And so then you can think about like water has a different vibration and that movement, and then air or steam has a higher vibration and like more movement. And so energy, light, quantum particles, they have a very particular high vibration. They're moving, and there are different frequencies to that. So I just want to say that. And so when I think about the human body, I'm not perceiving it as a solid 3-dimensional entity in physical form. I'm thinking about the energetic aspect of my 3-dimensional physical form. And so when I was diagnosed with this autoimmune deficiency, I was choosing food that I could nourish my body with and begin to heal that had a higher vibration. And so this probably is its own separate video, but in a nutshell, when you think about food that is living, that has not been processed, that's the food that is going to be more vibrationally aligned with giving us, you know, beautiful energy, high vibration energy. And so it's sort of like a different way, like really, of thinking about even dieting, right? Like it's not really about cutting calories. It's really about, eating things that are whole, that are healthy, that are in higher vibration, that actually like nourish the human body. And so that's kind of one way of looking at it. So, high vibration foods for your beautiful, amazing, miraculous physical body. The same is true for thoughts. So, body, we have high vibration food. Mind, we want high vibration thoughts and beliefs. And so, this is where you get to decide what you want to think and believe above anything else that has gone on in your life. And I swear, I am very well aware, and I have talked about this in other videos. One of the things that I've always created in my life, one of the things that I've always asked for in this particular lifetime, is that I wanted wisdom. Wisdom was a huge thing for me. And so when you ask for wisdom, you don't know what you're going to get, right? And so I asked for wisdom, and it has been a really, really wild ride. I can't even picture every human emotion, right? Picture everything from like amazing surprise and wonder and joy and awe to, the low, low lows of like, things like seemingly like crashing and burning, around you, where you're just like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this? And then, everything in between that beautiful, amazing continuum. And you know what? I definitely knew what I was asking for. I wanted wisdom. And so, in many ways, I think I've achieved that. And now I'm moving on to other things. Um, but I think on a more serious note, honestly, think about in terms of the vibration of your thoughts and your beliefs. You are the sole sovereign entity that can really, really decide what will plague you, what will bring you down, and for how long. You can release a thought or a belief in a moment when you know that it is not reflective of who you are and why you are here. And I am definitely not trying to knock like all of the things, all of the tools that are available to us, like therapy or tapping or, neuro linguistic programming or hypnotherapy. They're sound healing, right? Like there are so many tools available to us to help us, release and get back into balance. But for this video, I just want to talk about the vibration. So, with the body, the vibration of food, pay attention to what you're eating. High vibes matter in the body. I think blah, 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 blah. Hang on, let me get back into my train of thought. Think about the high vibration thoughts and beliefs that you really want to invite into your awareness and begin to tune in to how those vibrations shift. And you know that they shift. We all know the feeling of, running into someone and they, you start gabbing with them and blah, blah, blah. And people can say all sorts of things. And in an instant, we can be brought down into a lower vibration. But honestly, the more you intentionally practice being in a higher vibration and letting things go, the more lower vibe things will just kind of repel off of you, where you don't even notice. You don't even have to engage. And I think, like, on my journey of wisdom after all of these years, I remember being like in my 20s and in my 30s, and people would say things, and I'd be like, well, I've got to respond, and like, I've got to have closure, and I've got to feel this way, and I've got to, control the situation to say what I need to say so I can move forward. And I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think that when you are aligned and living in a higher vibration and you're very aware and you are observing and you are discerning and you are deciding, you'll begin to notice that a lot of lower vibration stuff kind of either rolls off your energetic back, or you just don't even notice. So, the body, food, vibration, the mind, thought, vibration, and then the soul. And so this beautiful entity, this beautiful soul, this beautiful part that is coming from source energy, that is you, that has always been you, that is eternal. How do we get into a higher vibration with the soul? That is where alignment comes in. And alignment really is taking time to be still and to just tune in and listen. You know who you are. You have superpowers that you are probably not even aware of that you are. And so that's why this practice is intentional. And the bottom line is that we can wake up in the morning and stub our toe and spill our coffee and, back into the garage door when it's not open yet, that kind of thing. Those events happen, right? It's just part of being in this physical world. But the more that you tune into that higher vibration of alignment, of authenticity, you know what speaks to you. You know why you're here. And I think it is a part of your spiritual responsibility to tune in and just listen and just ask and refine that intentional practice 5, 10 minutes a day, where you are really affecting the quantum field in a very powerful way, so you can know what you want to create. You can focus, you can take aligned action, you can build momentum. Whatever is at the top of your mind and whatever is really resonating with you in your heart, that's what manifests whatever it is you want to see, be, do, have, or experience into your physical reality. And so, how does this relate to three, fourth dimensional, fifth dimensional reality? I'm paralleling this really in in an aligned way of what I've already been talking about. So, third dimensional reality is the physical world. This is where it's very easy for us to feel separate. That's why an intentional practice really matters, because we humans can get sidetracked and begin to feel really crummy about things and really separate, and we forget that we are co creating our reality. So we're living in three-dimensional reality. Fourth dimensional reality really is that intellectual aspect, the mind. So, third dimension, physical body. Fourth dimension, the mind, intellectual energy, which is brilliant, right? Like, humans are amazing conscious thinkers, problem solvers, builders, creators, right? Like, we have been in this thoughtful fourth dimensional energy for a long time. It has been brilliant. So, for example, if I'm talking about like the psychological constructs of like the mind, or how we can, intellectually like delve into our subconscious mind and release things or look at shadow stuff or archetypes or all of these things like in that realm of intellectualized psychology. We've been in that space a very long time, and as I said, it's been brilliant. But now we're moving into this fifth dimensional energy. We're getting closer to the energetic aspect of our soul's involvement in who we are, how we define ourselves, and how we co create our reality. And the heart is fundamental to that. The energy of our heart and our beautiful minds and our tuning into the spiritual aspect of who we are and remembering that we are already enough. We are already amazing. We are already equipped with many, many superpowers. We just have to remember. And if we're having a down day, if we're feeling less than, if old programs are popping up, or we just want to like chill for a minute and not be in like hyper intentional mode, that's okay too. It's literally incredibly, it's totally okay to be in that space as well. But just when you're in that space, just sort of like reflect, observe, have a little bit of that downtime to just be in stillness. I do want to make another video about this third, fourth, and fifth dimensional energy because I really do think that it complements creating a mindset around these energies where you can choose and get really good at refining your mindset around which reality you want to be in at a particular time, right? Like if I'm flying high in a fifth dimensional reality and it's feeling really good and I'm in a really high vibration, coming back down to third dimensional reality to deal with something in the physical, like I may or may not want to do that in that moment. Or if I'm feeling really separate or I'm feeling really physical, three dimensional in my body energy, and someone says something like incredibly mean or does something incredibly mean or inappropriate, um, I may not want to tackle dealing with that situation purely from my three dimensional self. I may want to look at it from what are my thoughts telling me? What are my feelings telling me? What is my soul telling me? So you see, like we're navigating all of this all the time, and we can do it in different ways, but that definitely is a topic for another video. I just really wanted to talk about this relationship between mind, body, and soul, and feeding yourself on every level with a high vibration. You are going to feel really good. You are going to tune into yourself and your self awareness and your expansiveness in a different way. You will be able to discern and decide what resonates with you and what does not. And then you're going to be able to lean into aligning with who you are at the soul level in a much more powerful way. And it definitely all ties into third, fourth, and fifth dimensional realities. The world is changing, human consciousness is changing, and we are moving into a new energy, and you get to give yourself permission to be there. Be I wanted to say be all that you can be, and I feel like that might have been a TV commercial for the Army or Navy, probably like, I don't even know, 30, 40 years ago. A long time ago. Be all that you can be. Align, feel good, choose to live in a higher vibration. You are a sovereign soul entity. You get to do it no matter what else is going on all around you. And then, and then when you're in that higher vibration, you are going to be amazing, creative, doing all of the things that you were meant to do because you chose to come here to this beautiful, amazing planet. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste. And I would love if you would hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to also hit that like button, I so appreciate it for this new channel. I will see you all soon. Have a beautiful, amazing day. Namaste.